And next on my Steam library, we've got Diluvion. Diluvion is an adventure RPG. It's set underwater in a submarine world. You are the captain of a submarine. At the start of the game, you pick one of 3 different types of submarine to captain. One's like a fast one with not much armament, one's a combat one, and one's like a hybrid in between that has its thing is up higher inventory. I picked the middle one with the big inventory, the salvager it was called. In your submarine you get crew. Each part of your submarine is a little station. You have the helmsman, you have a gunner, a torpedo, and a sonar station. And each one has to be manned by a specific crew member to be functional. In addition to that, you get a number of general sailors, which can be assigned to each different area in the sub to increase that particular station's effectiveness. The sailors you get all have different stats, and the individual stats do more. Each station has its 2 stats which are applicable to it, so you want to pick the sailors with the stats relevant, the high stats that go into the specific stations that you put them in to get the best out of your sailors and the stations you assign them to. The game is kind of like an exploration, looting, combat game. You go around underwater to lots of different places. You get given little tasks, little quests, and then you go looking for the things that they've sent you out to look for. Most of the time the objective is to get to a point where you can upgrade your sub in order to continue on with the story. Like, to start off with, your sub can't go deep enough to get to the next part of the map, so you have to do some missions, and then you get to upgrade your sub so then it can then go deeper and get to the next part of the map. It's got a pretty simple combat system. With your main gun you just point at the submarines you're fighting, and torpedoes lock on after you hold the mouse button down, and they lock on, and then you release the mouse button to fire them. The overall setting is kind of like an underwater Jules Verne kind of environment. It's like that sort of not really steampunk, but the sort of science fiction of the 19th century. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a comic book that's out that I'm reading at the moment called Low, which is about the human civilization that's had to retreat from the Earth's surface because the Earth's surface has become uninhabitable due to the heat of the sun, and that everyone lives underwater now. So it's not quite that same science fiction level, but it's a nice submarine environment. Makes a change from the usual space and that sort of those sort of environments you get in a lot of games. So yeah, it's $14.99 full price. I'd say it's worth the full price, but when you pick it up in a sale, it's certainly worth anything less than that. So keep an eye out for Diluvion.